everybody who is not my mum. Welcome to my channel and thank you for clicking on this video. Today we are going across town, going from the west side over to the east, and I thought that I would chat to you guys just a little bit about my current riding situation and setup, and a little bit about what my past looks like on two wheels. So in case you guys are not aware, I am currently riding a 2020 Harley-Davidson Iron 1200 with the Stage 1 upgrade. I have the SNS 2-in-1 exhaust and a Screaming Eagle Performance Air Rail air cleaner. This little guy. So to give you a little bit of information about how I started my journey on two wheels, I grew up in Australia and was lucky enough to have a lot of friends who had dirt bikes. We rode around farms on postie bikes, which is the amazing automatic motorcycle that the Australia Postal Service uses. They're super fun and really easy to learn on. They're quite heavy, but you know, it doesn't matter because you don't have to worry about switching gears or anything. That's where I started, you know, riding around on two wheels. I never really had a bicycle or anything like that. We lived on a pretty main street back at home, almost like a 3-lane highway, and it just was not, you know, not really safe for us to be riding around anywhere. We didn't have any cul-de-sacs or anything like that to ride around as kids, so it was definitely reserved for, you know, when I was on holiday with my friends. Definitely had a pretty limited experience growing up in Australia, even though it's probably more than most people. I wouldn't exactly say that it directly ties to anything that I do here at the moment. You know, riding on the roads and the streets in LA are super different to riding around in a paddock or a farm in Australia in the middle of nowhere. I guess the only thing that directly translates is the confidence. You know, being able to just hop on the bike, take it for a spin and be like, yeah, I don't know how to ride this, but we'll give it a go. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna tip over, but probably straight into a pile of grass. When I moved to London, I had absolutely no need for my own mode of transport at all. If you've ever been to London, you know that their underground train system is absolutely amazing. You know, people complain about it, but trains come along every 5 minutes, so it's really not that bad, especially, you know, comparing it to somewhere like Los Angeles where you could wait 20 minutes at the station for a train. So yeah, there was no need for me to have my own transport. I didn't have a car, I didn't have a bike. I see a lot of people riding around on mopeds over there, scooters. That was basically it, but the roads are really crazy over there as well, in a good way. You know, you can park facing any direction on the road, so it's quite funny, you know, if you're visiting from another country where you drive on the other side of the road and then you're not really too sure what way the cars are supposed to be going, because obviously there's cars pointing in both directions, and the roads are a lot smaller over there as well. There's a lot of people that drive smart cars, minis, Fiats, all that kind of thing, and you know, if you were to drive a Hummer or an SUV the size of the SUVs that you see in Los Angeles, goodness gracious, everybody would be like, what are you doing? You don't fit over here. So that's pretty funny. It does crack me up. So fast forward to living in Los Angeles. I have quite a large bucket list, and I've come here and I basically want to start ticking off those things. So securing my motorcycle license was one of the very first things that I did. I took the Motorcycle Safety Foundations course, the MSF, with the Westside Motorcycle Academy, and I thought that they were absolutely amazing. I definitely do not think that if you do the MSF, then sure, you're a qualified, amazing, confident rider. Oh my gosh, no. If you do the MSF and you get your license, you need to practice every single day. I cannot believe how easy it is. Oh! I cannot believe how easy it is for people to get their license over here and then just go and buy, you know, a really powerful motorbike and just have it on the road. It seems so reckless, and it's a little bit scary thinking that, yeah, that's how some people have managed to get their license. So I definitely urge you, if you are thinking about getting your license and taking the course, yes, do it. Then practice every single day. The first bike that I owned when I was over here, I had this amazing thought in my head that, you know what, Jen, you're going to teach yourself how to, you know, basically work on the bike yourself, and you're going to learn how to do the oil change and like all this kind of cool stuff. Spoiler alert, that did not happen at all. I ended up buying a 1982 Suzuki 750 GSE motorcycle from somebody on Craigslist, and I had no idea what I was looking for. The bike was way too tall for me. I could not flat foot that thing. It was the worst bike that you could ever buy. I had no time to learn how to fix it at all. It was a huge pain in my ass. I dropped it about 3 or 4 times, and it was just, oh my gosh, it ruined my confidence. It gave me nightmares. You know, one of the times that I dropped it was in a situation like this, and I went to put my foot down and the road was a little bit bumpy, so I just tipped straight over. The gas started leaking out of it, and I was like, what? Oh, like, what do I do now? Thankfully, 3 guys came to help me pick it up, and I was just so embarrassed, and I was like, God, I have to get rid of this thing. This is the worst bike. I made a huge mistake. Luckily for me, I was actually riding it one day. I had gotten up early in the morning and was riding it from Hollywood down to Venice, and somebody spoke to me at a traffic light, and they said, hey, I really like your bike. Is there any chance you're selling it? And I looked at them and I said, I thought you'd never ask. Yes, it is for sale. And literally on the spot, you know, I pulled over, had a conversation with this guy. I happened to have everything that I needed on me. He literally signed the papers. That was it. I caught an Uber back with my helmet and my riding gear because, oh my goodness, an opportunity like that does not come up very often. So about a year or so goes by, and I'm getting kind of sick of not having my own transport, and I know that, you know, I don't necessarily want to go on super long trips. I just need to be able to get myself to and from work without it costing an arm and a leg or taking too much time. So I had saved up a little bit of cash, and I went and I bought a scooter. I bought a 125 Genuine Buddy. Oh my goodness, Scooty Toot, you were the love of my life. In the space of about 10 months that I owned Scooty Toot, we did about 6,500 miles. So my roommate was building a bike and putting all of those pieces together, and I thought to myself, you know what, Jen, I think it's probably time that you did the same thing. Not building a bike, but you need to upgrade and get on a much bigger set of 2 wheels. Took myself up to the Harley Davidson dealership up in Glendale, and a week later my bike was delivered. I really felt that it was time to increase my road presence, you know, after, oh my goodness, almost did a backflip. After riding Scooty Toot and putting all of those miles on her, I really felt that, you know, it's time. I wanted more of a road presence, and I wanted to be able to do longer trips, so here we are. Definitely wanted the dealership to deliver my bike, which is such a noob thing to do. You know, I was slightly terrified. I knew that I could ride it, but I was just like, oh, I don't want to ride it out of the dealership and fall over straight away, you know, something stupid like that. So the guys at Glendale delivered my bike for me. I was off straight away. I put my helmet on, put my jacket on, and was like, you and I, we're gonna get to know each other pretty quickly. After a week of constant practice, and by constant practice I mean every single time you go out you need to be practicing reps, sets, miles, you know, little things like what I'm trying to do here. I'm actively staying in this side of the lane. I have an exit route if I need to. I'm checking my mirrors behind me. My hand is still on the clutch because I'm not in neutral yet. I'm not one of those people that's going to slide into neutral as soon as we get to a stop sign. I want to make sure that the person behind me has stopped. I want to make sure the person behind them has stopped. Then, and only then, if I feel 100% secure that I don't need to move myself out of the way, I will flick it into neutral and give myself a little bit of a break. Otherwise, you know, I'm pulling up to a stop every single time. There's no waddling. I'm not taking off and waddling. I'm committing to what I'm doing. I'm putting my left foot down when we're at the lights. That's what I mean by constant practice. You know, every single day I'm trying to make myself a better rider. Always looking about. You guys probably get a little tiny bit motion sick because I'm constantly checking my mirrors, checking what I'm doing, looking around at myself. Hi babies! Oh hi! I know you don't like me because I have a motorcycle. I love you though. If you're a rider that maybe is struggling with confidence, or you know, you're still not really too sure how you feel on the bike, just make sure every single time you go out you have a list of things that you would like to practice. Whatever it might be, set your mind to it and really make sure that you practice that particular movement. So we're currently driving east on Olympic. I'm actually going to go and see my friend Mara today. I'm super excited. She is a tattoo artist. She has a lot of friends that ride motorcycles, and she rides motorcycles herself. And she is a small business that I would like to support. You know, she's out here. She's a female entrepreneur doing her best and trying to, you know, live her life. I haven't seen her for a while, and I'm really looking forward to catching up with her. Oh, hi, buddy. Are you driving? Little navigator. Hi, sweetie. Hi. I love dog people. Oh my goodness. Hung out with some motorcycle friends on Sunday. What did we do? Talked about dogs for about 2 hours. It was amazing. Is this thing on? It is on. Yay. Okay. So I just finished seeing my friend. We had a really good catch up, which is amazing. Had masks on, of course, because it is about that time. Let's get home. I have a feeling that we are going to get blinded by the sun, but you know. Alright guys, so I'm going to concentrate on driving home in this pretty thick LA city traffic. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here and you made it this far, hi, my name is Jen, and I make content on YouTube for motorcycle riders to help keep their bodies fit and healthy so we can keep riding for as long as we want to, not just as long as our bodies will let us. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.